Welcome to ACD Combatives, your combatives and control tactics channel. Please like, subscribe, and share.
Hey guys, it's Kurt. Let's talk more about the baton, or more appropriately, the modern steel club, because that's what it is. And I just made that video about how I said I was surprised that it's still being used in law enforcement today, and that's kind of what I mean by it. It's a metallic club, and it looks nice and space-aged and everything, but it is the same thing that our caveman ancestors used to smash their enemies in the head with, assuming the cavemen had enemies, but I think all man since the dawn of time has made it an art form to be pissed off at other humans for stupid reasons or for selfish reasons. So I'll assume that they had enemies. I think all mankind has had enemies over the years for one reason or another. Doesn't mean it's a good reason, but it's a reason. So that's kind of what I was getting at. It's like, it surprised me that in today's world, the 21st century, where they're trying to make everything so sterile, that we would carry a metal club, a stick. They're trying to make everything so, how can we detain somebody and put them in handcuffs without actually having to touch them? Guys, that's impossible. There is no pretty, sterile, good way to detain somebody who doesn't want to be arrested. Like, you see this on shows all the time where, like, cops, and they have like 5 cops wrestling somebody to the ground. They're like, well, why does it take 5 guys? Because they're trying their damnedest not to hurt this individual. So they get a bunch of them and try to pull the guy down. One big cop could just punch the guy out and smack him in the head with a club, and the problem would be solved. You could put him in handcuffs and then take him to the hospital before you take him to jail. That's not what we're trying to accomplish in modern law enforcement. At least we shouldn't be. We should be able to detain somebody with using the least amount of force necessary, or what's reasonable. That's a better way of saying it. What is reasonable force? So let's get back to reasonable force and the baton. So one of the reasons I don't like the baton is because I still don't think, generally speaking, in the masses, that it's taught correctly. Let me see if make sure this camera is angled right. What you see most cops learning at the police academy is they're squared off. The baton is in the right hand because they're right-handed officers, just like a regular fighting stance. Their power hand is in the rear. And sir, stop right there. They've got the baton on their shoulder because that's what's taught at the academy. And get back, or get on the ground. Get on the ground, and they're hitting them just like that, even though they teach other angles and stuff. Pretty much what they teach at the academy is this kind of stuff right here, and it's teaching to the bare minimum, and I don't agree with that. I think if you're going to carry this tool, you should have much more finesse with it. You should be much more familiar with it. I'll use this white training baton because I think it'll show up better on video. Again, you've seen this in other videos. I am left-handed, and I believe that the baton in most fighting systems going back since to the Middle Ages or before, Greeks and the Romans, they would a lot of times carry their weapon in the front. You definitely see this in the Filipino martial arts, and let's face it, they're the best when it comes to stick fighting. This does a lot of things. It gives you a lot more range. I mean, I can't get nearly as much range from a rear strike. It's still powerful because you're having to move a lot of hips to get into this tool. So it's just as powerful, I argue even more powerful than just this limited motion where you're fighting, your hips are fighting, and you only have so much momentum and range. Versus here, I can cut, angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that, or 7 like that, and 8 is a pummel strike. I use it as a pummel strike in a lot of systems. There are 12 angles, and a lot of the angles are doing stuff like this, and they're aimed towards the head. Well, because my system is for law enforcement, I've taken the head out of the equation in normal circumstances. If it's reasonably objective that you're using deadly force, absolutely you can hit somebody in the head with a baton. So you should still train it, but you should train it to a minimum. You don't want to, based on lots of training, hit somebody in the head right off, because that's not a good thing in our career path. If you go to the Monadnock chart, and I will superimpose a picture of it, you've got the green zones, the yellow zones, and the red zones. The red zones represent highest level of damage, and they can cause permanent damage, trauma, and shock or death. Yellow zones can cause a little bit more damage, but they're still decent areas to strike. In the green zones, and you'll see by the picture that I superimposed, there's a lot to work with. And my favorite is the upper arms and the lower arms. It's like you hit somebody, if they're up here wanting to fight you and you smack them with your baton in the forearm, that's going to take a lot out of their desire to want to hit you, physically and mentally. If you bruise this really well, they can't, they're like, they'll feel it. You hit them in the arms, it's defanging the snake in the Filipino martial arts, where these are the weapons to be used against you when you're attacking those weapons. That's a great concept for law enforcement. I'm also a huge fan of hitting people in the calf or the shin area. And you can do that. You're out here like, sir, you don't want to do this, sir. And then, going in low and then up again, cutting different angles. So you got to be mobile with the stick to be effective. And I'm a big fan of incorporating strikes like, sir, stay back, sliding in, boom. Maybe that works to get them off you. Maybe it acts as a distraction because I've come in with a straight attack. Now I can come in with an angle attack across the arm, coming in up across the abdominal region, which is very great place to attack. It's a green zone. All major muscle groups are a green zone. Yes, you can hit the head. You have to articulate the hell out of it. Look up Scott v. Harris. That's the case law I'm referring to. Is it doesn't matter how you get there. If deadly force is authorized, it doesn't matter how you kill somebody. In the eyes of the law, if it's justifiable homicide, it doesn't matter if you shoot them, drop a piano on their head, or anything of that nature. If dead is dead, it doesn't matter how you get there. So, guys, in a nutshell, you want to practice cutting your angles, incorporating, regular strikes. This can go to the head, boom, to the chin, to the abdominal regions, to the upper body, to the arms. Mix, match, shoot, move, communicate. It's what they teach you in the military. Shoot, move, communicate. Same with baton. I want to shoot, move, and communicate. Stop resisting. Get on the ground and be aggressive. You just don't let them decide the pace of the fight. You decide the pace of the fight. And be loud. Get on the ground! I want people the next street over to be able to hear and testify that you were yelling at them, stop resisting, get on the ground, what have you. All right, guys, I think I beat this dead horse, but I want to give a shout out to Coach Colton. He was talking in his last comments on my last video. He used the term force, what's the term he used? Force magnification or force enhancement or whatever. Basically what I'm saying and what he was getting at is what he likes about the baton or any tool is that it enhances what you have. So like with the Yawara stick, or in this case a closed baton, it's a force magnifier or a force enhancement. Instead of just punching the person, I've got this tool that generates a lot of power. Boom, I can hook with it and incorporate it with my knees. This would be an elbow, not a baton strike. Guys, it is a good tool in context. It's just like any police tool on your belt. It's not going to make the arrest for you. The most important tool in your inventory is your brain. And you need to exercise your brain and your body together. And you need to go out and you need to train. If you have any questions, please send them my way. Any comments, send them my way. All right, everybody, stay safe.
Let's roll. Hey. Let's begin. careful out.